Most mortgage advice fails by year 3, and I'm going to share with you why it does and actually how to avoid it. You know, especially when mortgage lenders are trying to compare, their programs with our programs. Their first thing that they'll talk about is biweekly payments. Just make one extra payment a year. Most Americans don't do that. Plans require consistency. And if there's a lot of effort involved or risk involved, those plans typically get abandoned. And that's why most mortgage advice fails after year 3, because it requires effort. So was it really a good plan to start with? It's an A plan, but is it the plan or the best plan or the most efficient plan? The answer is no, because you want to move towards a plan that provides consistency, discipline, and survives long term. So the reason why biweekly payments is something that most Americans don't do, and let's just break it down to the math. 30-year term mortgage with a biweekly payment, you're making one extra payment a year essentially. And I'll even break it down even further. Let's say you got a $1,000 mortgage payment. You cut that payment in half, that's $500. So you pay $500 every 2 weeks, which essentially adds up to one extra payment per year. Most Americans don't do that because they don't want to part with their cash, because you already instinctively know that a mortgage is a closed-end product, that once you put it in there, it is very painful to get access to it. So hence why most Americans don't do it. But let's back up to what the math is. 30-year mortgage doing biweekly payments is going to knock you down, depending on the interest rate, to about 25 to 24 years. So are you going to do something consistently enough for 25 years? Right? And I can use life examples for this. 2 years ago, I built what I thought was my dream home. I just sold it last month. Why? Dreams change, budgets change. So things that require effort and consistency typically don't survive 24 or 25 years. They don't survive decades, let alone a couple years. The reason why, again, most Americans don't do biweekly payments is they're locking their money up with very limited access to that money when they need it the most, whether it's for emergencies or opportunities. What's different about our plan is changing the entire system altogether. So instead of having a mortgage, you have a simple interest line of credit. And again, as I've explained countless times on this channel in multiple videos, not only is it a different tool, the way that it reacts to principal reduction, but also interest calculation. So when money goes in, it immediately goes to principal, which is the opposite of a mortgage. When you put money into a mortgage, it immediately goes to interest. Then principal is calculated. On top of that, it's a closed-end product. So money can go in freely, but it doesn't come out freely. With our system utilizing a different debt tool, we are not only using a different debt tool, but we are also have a different cash flow strategy. So instead of putting our money in a bank, sitting idle, earning 0.05% while inflation historically is 3.3%, we are bypassing the bank altogether, because now our debt tool is not just our home loan, it is also our checking account. So the money goes in there, first goes towards principal, then guess what happens? Interest is calculated after principal reduction. So a completely different interest calculation schedule. Not an amortization schedule, not front-loaded with interest like a mortgage is. So people don't want to part with their cash. They don't want to segregate their income, even though we're naturally doing it. 99% of Americans open a checking account, opens a savings account. From the checking account, some goes towards utility bills, car loans, some goes towards the mortgage. Over here, you got a savings account, and then some of that's going towards retirement, some of that's going towards a rainy day fund, et cetera, right? So we are constantly segregating our income. But we don't want to take more of that and put it towards a mortgage to pay down the principal, because that money is gone for either ever or a short period of or a long period of time. However, with the simple interest line of credit, money moves in and out freely 24/7. Hence why we get to use it just like our checking account. So not only did we abandon the bank, but we also abandon the mortgage lenders. And when I say the bank, I only mean it in terms of an operating account, like a checking account and savings account. Yes, you're still using a bank to get the line of credit, but now you have a different debt structure, one where money moves in and out freely. because it moves in and out freely, you now have the confidence to take your extra funds, not just your extra funds, all of your funds. Every single penny you make, all of your cash flow goes into the line of credit because you have 100% confidence via check writing capabilities, ATM withdrawals, online bill pay, transfers, etc., to treat it just like a checking account. So you know, in a digital world, within a split second, you have access to those dollars. So up front, you already have the confidence to put it there. Now every single dollar got a job and went to work reducing principal until you needed to use some of it to pay those bills. However, the rest of it, if you're cash flow positive, guess where it stayed? In your debt tool, keeping the balance low, thus keeping the interest lower, thus speeding up the time frame. Hence why tens of thousands of our clients are on a track to pay off their home in 5 to 7 years on average. Some much faster, some slower. It's all different based on each individual's cash flow in relation to their debt load. But this is what businesses do. And we've never connected the dots and said, well, if businesses operate this way, and businesses are very intentional with their money, I know we are, every penny we spend, is it marketing, is it sales? How do we optimize it? How do we increase profit margins? How do we be more efficient with the dollars that we spend? We just spent over $30,000 this month on Zoom. Okay, is there another platform out there that could do the same thing, but at a cheaper cost? Businesses are very intentional, and you have multiple people in businesses that focus on it, whether it's the CFO, the bookkeeper, the CPA, the financial planner. You have multiple people that are constantly looking at the money and trying to figure out a way to optimize it. But as individual Americans with personal finance, we never connected the dots and said, okay, if it's good enough for businesses, why isn't it good enough for us? Well, it actually is. It always has been. Hence why the simple interest line of credit tool is what businesses use. Thus, that's what we encourage you to focus on in personal finance as well. Because just like it works for businesses, it works just the same for individuals. So now you've got your operating account and your home loan is all one account. And the result is you're paying off your home in a fraction of the time versus a mortgage, all while maintaining liquidity. So capital is a necessity, especially in this market now. We've got massive opportunities, but we also have massive threats coming due to AI, blockchain technology, etc. So we need to be nimble, and having that capital stored in there and access to it not only suppresses the interest, but in a moment's notice, we have access to it to capitalize on other opportunities or to weather the storm of future and present threats. So if you like this and you learned a lot, please don't forget to click the notification bell, also subscribe, maybe like, also comment. Even if you disagree, it actually helps build the channel, but I also like to debate. So feel free to leave a comment if you disagree or you like to add more value to this post. I'd greatly encourage you to do that, and it would obviously help us out. So y'all take care. God bless.